Yeah, they're horrified you even mention it. Yeah.
Oh, they're not interested in AI at all.
Oh no, no, terrified of it. So,
I know my mum, because mum's in her 80s,
mm,
and when I
mm,
first started using one, like or last year while I was at her house anyway, I was using one, and because to start with, she couldn't understand what it was.
yeah, mm.
Like, so in the,
That's the big issue. They don't know what it is.
yeah, yeah, just she just couldn't understand what are you talking about. Anyway,
Mm.
so one day I was up there and I had put together something that I wanted a diagram for. So I'd stuck it into one of the AI things. And I said, Mum, come have a look at this.
Mhm.
And so I'd put in, I said, now look, if I press this and just ask it to develop a diagram out of that, I said, just look at it. And she just was like, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
And she was
exactly.
blown away because she could
Yeah,
read, because Mum was in did a lot of administration, like business administration. So
yeah,
as far as developing those sort of things, she would have had to develop them herself. Well, she goes back to the same as you, used Works,
yeah,
Microsoft Works, yeah.
yeah,
Whereas Works was on its way out when I
yeah,
started to be old enough to move into those things. But yeah, so she's done all of that, and she actually has been really stayed in with, kept up with tech. Like she's got an iPad and all of that, and does heaps of stuff.
well, that's good.
But yeah, but she just could not understand this AI thing. What is it? And when she saw it, I was like, oh, now I can understand why you
Yeah,
love it. Yeah,
it's being
like wow,
presented.
that would make life easier.
Yeah, it's being
Mm,
presented in the media as it's going to replace us, all of us, sort of thing, and it's scary and it might attack us, type thing. People don't realize the simplistic tasks that we're actually asking it to do, and drawing a flow, yeah, a flow diagram or something that has always been a slow, laborious
mm,
like task to do. And if you get something wrong, you can't
mm,
necessarily rub it out. You've got to start again. And so
mm,
having a tool that will translate it into visual straight
mm.
away, that's huge. It's yeah. So
Yeah, I know.
I
Like I
yeah.
just look and think it's amazing.
Yeah, I've said to
And
these people that I'm not using it for my content, but I don't think they're taking in the language. It's not my content. My content's my content. I'm asking it to name it better than I can because I'm shit at naming things. I'm
mm,
asking it to find keywords because I don't know one keyword from another type thing.
mm,
It's an
mm,
adjunct to the content.
mm.
Yeah.
Well, I nearly always find that with ChatGPT in particular, I find that often the stuff it gives me, I almost always have to reword it. And I keep
Absolutely.
saying to it, I want you to sound like a human. And
Mm.
it's even got in the memory. Sonia likes me to output to be human like.
Yeah.
So so it knows that, but it still don't quite get the humanness
Yeah. Mm.
of responses. So yeah, I think that AI could be a dangerous thing, and I do think that there are dangers inherent in it, and that there's a whole lot of ethical issues probably we haven't even discovered yet
Mm.
that we don't understand. So
Yeah.
I do, as much as I love it, I I understand the caution a lot of people have.
Yes.
But I think, well, that's just about us learning how to use it properly, isn't it?
Well, it's also up to us to train it properly.
Mm,
So, I
that's right.
mean, yeah, the systems learn the way we put our sentences together and a lot of other things. So, it's up to us to use it ethically and program it ethically by what we put into it.
Well, yeah, from our point of view, I guess from the developers though that are training the actual models and whatnot, we are at the mercy of what their ethics are and what
That
and
too.
how they're training the models.
Yeah.
So, and it's like I definitely think that it can be used for evil.
Oh, yes. But that's because humans use it for evil, not. The
mm,
AI itself isn't
mm.
inherently evil, I think is what I'm trying to say. But
Oh, no,
if
I
someone's
agree. Yeah.
if someone's going to use it inappropriately, they're the ones that are currently using a toilet seat to look like they're on a plane, or
Mm,
going to one of those studios where they've got a fake plane and saying, "Oh yes, I'm, off drinking
mm,
champagne to Morocco or something." Those
mm,
people are going to use it incorrectly no matter what, because they're
mm,
already lacking in ethics. So,
mm,
and I think they'll
mm.
all get caught out. I don't think, yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see where it goes. It's
Mm,
definitely at its infancy, and I
yes.
do think that it's good that a lot of the people that understand how to develop it and train the models um, understand those dangers and
Mm,
are sort of trying to prepare for that. That's a good thing.
mm,
But just an everyday consumer for me,
yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean,
And do I think it will take, actually, I do think it will take over some people's jobs. Do I think
yes.
that's a bad thing? Well, I don't think it's any different to when we went into the Industrial Revolution, and the jobs changed then. And then as we've come out of that more, the jobs have changed again. So it's
Yeah.
just a matter, we just got to learn to pivot and develop the skills and knowledge that we need
Yeah.
to be a
Or
valuable
want.
employee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, God, I think when I was a teenager, I went and got a job at a dress shop and thought, well, I'll find a husband and get married and have kids. So I didn't see having long-term employment, and stuff, so much has changed in that 50 years.
Mm,
So,
mm.
and prior to that, my mother was one of the few people that was allowed to work while she was pregnant, but she had to leave before she had the baby because she worked for the government. So
Well, my mum had to leave her job when she got married.
that's what, yeah, that my mum was the
Mm,
same as that. The general population were like that, but she worked for the Treasury Department, and they said, "Oh no, you still work while you're married. Once you're pregnant, it's out the door." And yeah, so
mm.
it's
Yeah, no, it's hard to imagine, isn't it?
mm,
That because they got married, they lost their jobs.
yeah,
Like I just keep thinking that was my mum.
it wasn't that long ago. Yeah,
No, my
mm,
mum had to leave her job because she chose to get married.
yeah.
She
She
actually went
essentially
and got
got,
another job. So she got another job in a different organization that didn't have that policy,
yeah,
but there was still enough businesses around then.
mm,
And I'm 59.
mm,
So and mum was married. She was 24 when she had me,
yeah.
and she'd been married 2 or 3 years, I think. So I'm not sure exactly when she got married,
But
but
essentially, they were sacked because they were pregnant or married.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think so that's only in the last, well, it's under 65 years
Mm,
ago that, yeah, they were sacked if they were married.
yeah. Mm. And there was no comeback on any of it. So,
Mm.
yeah, as you were taking, yeah, and they didn't want you in a lot of jobs because you were taking jobs off men. So,
Who needed to provide for their family.
yeah. In those days, there were no other supports for people. So men
Mm.
did have to be the providers and did have to have priority because of the social construct of there was no unemployment, there was no sole parent, everything else. I mean,